What's up? This is Julian, aka Delaluz, and today is going to be a quick one. We're going to talk about analysis. As always, I will invite you to work on some creative projects as you listen, see if it shifts anything for you. You can always just watch my face if you would prefer to do that, but I'm presenting you with the opportunity right here, right now. So, analysis is a tool that is very powerful in creative work. If you cannot at all conceive of what I'm talking about, you're basically looking at finished pieces of art, at movies, at music, at poems, and you're trying to understand how those things work. Now, for me, there's two big parts of analysis. The first is trying to figure out why something works, really looking into why is this thing touching me in a certain way, why is it working for me in a certain way, why is it evoking certain emotions inside me. See if you can identify the thing that makes that happen, the mechanic that makes that happen. And then the other part of analysis is trying to figure out the process that the author and the artist used to arrive at that result. Analysis will shift greatly as you progress in your skills in any given artistic endeavor. Obviously, when you learn to draw and to paint, for example, you might realize pretty quickly that people start with a sketch and then they go on to detail and then they go on to coloring. And even with coloring, they will start with base layers, then they add shadows, then they add details, and then they add highlights. But maybe at first you'll only realize, okay, there's the sketch and then there's color. So that's going to help you progress a little bit already. And then as you keep analyzing, as you keep watching tutorials, as you keep thinking about how that process works, you're going to figure out more and more layers of this progress. And then you can start inquiring about how do different people work on different parts of the process in different ways. For example, there's a lot of ways you can sketch out a story. You can start by gathering a lot of details and then trying to write the outline. You can start by writing an outline and then gathering a lot of details to fill it out. It's really a dynamic process that you can approach from many different in many different ways and from many different sides. And looking at the way other people work, other people do things, will help you find your own style of doing things. What I would like to stress here is that you should not overemphasize analysis. You should use analysis as a tool for reflection. You should always do more work than you do analysis, and I am very much guilty of doing the opposite a lot of the time, where I look at stuff and I analyze stuff and I try to really understand it in depth, meanwhile really neglecting implementing these skills and thus losing a lot of the learning along the way because I never tried doing things myself. That being said, it can be good at certain times in your journey to just take a month or two and really watch a lot of videos, think a lot about, write a lot about your process to kind of gain a next level of understanding, especially when you feel like you've hit a plateau. That can be very helpful. But try to keep in mind that you cannot learn how to create art by only analysis. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, it helps. And I will catch you in the next one. See ya.